Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with an update on the current situation here in Spain. We'll have a bit of a chat about what's happening in the country today. We'll go into the press and check out what is happening there. Plenty of things happening today, but I'll tell you about those in just a moment. And then at the end of the video, we'll go into the comment section and check out what is happening there. Now, it's starting to get hot here in Spain, not only the weather, but also the political environment. And that is because the Catalan separatist leaders that were jailed a few years ago are going to be released today. The Supreme Court has given the okay for their immediate release, so it seems that Pedro Sánchez has got his way, and a lot of people here in Spain are not happy about that, especially the opposition political parties, the Partido Popular, the Vox Party, and also the Citizens Party. And in fact, the leader of the main opposition party here in Spain, Pablo Casado, the leader of the PP, Partido Popular Party, has asked Mr. Sánchez to resign, and he says that Spain needs to go to the polls. As we can see here, Casado asked Sánchez to resign for betraying Spain, and he wants Sánchez to submit the pardons to the polls. The leader of the PP, Pablo Casado, has asked the president of the government, Pedro Sánchez, to resign and submit the pardons of the leaders of the process to the polls for having auctioned Spain and for having betrayed his oath to defend the national unity and equality of all Spaniards. Yesterday he crossed the Rubicon, said Casado, adding that he is on the wrong side of history. Sánchez, for his part, has defended the pardons as a brave measure in favour of harmony and coexistence, although in a subsequent response to the Junts party he has acknowledged that they will not solve what is happening in Catalonia. So has Mr. Sánchez crossed the line, or was it a brave measure in favour of harmony and coexistence? And to be honest, I have got no idea. Should Spain go to the polls? Should Mr. Sánchez be judged for this decision? I think he should do that, but I can almost guarantee that he won't. So this problem that we have here in Spain with Catalonia seems that it's not going to go away anytime soon. And in the Prime Minister's own words, these pardons are not going to solve what is happening in Catalonia. And this is a classic example, I think, of kicking a political can down the road. It gets passed on from politician to politician, from Prime Minister to Prime Minister. It's a problem that just goes on and on and on. Every leader of this country just seems to pass the baton on to the next person, and nobody seems to be able to find a definitive solution to the problem. So we'll see how this problem pans out over the next few months, the next few years, and possibly even the next few decades. Now we'll go into the English version of El País today because there were a couple of articles that caught my attention. This one here, for example, about the education system here in Spain. The creator of the PISA report said that Spain's system prepares students for a world that no longer exists. Andreas Schleicher, Director of Education and Skills at the OECD, backs the country's latest education reform and applauds efforts to keep classrooms open during the pandemic. So some fairly harsh words there about the education system here in Spain, that it prepares people for a world that no longer exists, but fortunately, according to this gentleman, it is heading in the right direction. And he also says that it was a good idea to keep classrooms open during the pandemic. And reading the article, he says that one of the big problems that Spain's education system has had in the past is that the curriculum was too big and too ambitious for both teachers and students. So hopefully, as I said, education is now heading in the right direction. Now, another headline that caught my attention today was this one published in Reuters, and it is that vaccinated Brits could be back on Europe's beaches soon, said a minister. Britain is working on easing travel restrictions for the fully vaccinated to allow people to enjoy a summer holiday on Europe's beaches, but the plans are not finalised yet, Health Secretary Matt Hancock said on Tuesday. Hancock told Sky News that the government did want to let people have a family holiday abroad, but only when it was safe to do so. The whole point of the vaccine program is to be able to remove restrictions and for people to be able to be kept safe by the vaccine rather than by these rules, Hancock told LBC. And this article was picked up by the Mallorca Daily Bulletin, but with a slight change to the headline: vaccinated Brits could be back on Mallorca's beaches soon. So again, I'm a little bit confused. We saw Boris Johnson in yesterday's video say that it's going to be very, very difficult for people to have a foreign holiday this year, but the health minister comes out and says that people in the UK that are fully vaccinated might be able to have a European holiday soon. So is it just me, or do other people find it confusing? And I find it hard to believe that today, the 23rd of June, we still have these doubts. It must be extremely frustrating for hotel owners or bar and restaurant owners in places like Mallorca. Do we open? Do we stay closed? Do we open? Do we stay closed? And I can imagine that more than one person has been sent around the bend. So we'll see if the UK can come to a clear decision on this soon. Now we'll leave the news there and go into the comment section, check out what is happening there. And we'll have a look at this one here from Customer. I got my COVID passport yesterday from my local health centre in paper form. When I asked about the digital facility, so I have it on my phone, I got a shrugged shoulders, so still waiting to find out where and how I get that here in Spain. Yeah, customer, thanks for the comment. There seem to be a few people having trouble getting their hands on the digital certificate. Some people saying that it's not available in their autonomous community. Not exactly sure where you are here in Spain, but it could be one of those areas where it's not available yet. We saw yesterday that some 1.5 million people here in Spain already have access to the digital certificate, and I checked my mobile app today, my health app in my phone, and I saw that I do have that certificate. As you can see here, it shows a record of my COVID-19 vaccination, and it also says that my vaccination is not completed. So I imagine that when I get my next vaccine, the information here will change. And as you can see, it's also in English. So if I were you, I would find out if the autonomous community where you are has a similar type of application, and in that application you would most likely be able to find that COVID digital certificate. One here from Prasen: I have started watching your videos after a bit of a break. Did you reach the triple century mark as you were giving daily updates day X on the COVID situation in Spain? Maybe you might have even hit 400 and matched the legendary Brian Lara from the West Indies. Your patience, meticulousness, attention to details is amazing, and this is the most informative YouTube channel on Spain that I have come across. I have already booked my flights to Spain for the year end, and I'm looking forward to a 2-month stay, which will be a mix of tourism, remote work, and spending time with friends and family. Thanks to this pandemic, remote work is not frowned upon nowadays in the US tech sector. Yeah, Prasen, thanks for the comment, and glad to see you find the content informative. I remember some of your comments from last year, I think around the day 200 mark. Well, at the moment we're around day 465, so I'm well over that 400 mark, heading towards the 500, and I don't think anybody has made 500 runs in Test cricket. And good to see that you are coming to Spain at the end of the year for a mix of work, travel, and to spend time with family and friends. And you're right, this pandemic has certainly promoted remote working. So I hope all goes well and you enjoy your time here in Spain. One here from Andrew: Hi Stuart, do you travel around Spain on the trains, and are the costs high like the UK? Would be great to see you talk about traveling around Spain. Cheers, Andy. Yeah, Andy, thanks for the comment. To be honest, I'm not a big train traveler. I normally get around the country by car. For me, it's the easiest way to get around the country, to get to the places that I need to visit. Whenever my parents come to Spain, they normally travel by train. They have taken various train journeys over the years in all directions, north, east, south and west, and they haven't had a problem, and in fact they like the train system in this country. I don't think it's all that expensive to travel by train here. Some people do complain about the prices, obviously, because salaries are not very high, but compared with a country like the UK, I think it would be cheaper here to take trains. There's plenty of fast train routes now, so you can get around the country quickly and easily, and on some routes there's even now a low-cost fast train system. So good luck with your travels, and I will look into doing a video about traveling around Spain. One here from Linda: Thanks for your updates on life here in Spain. I say here in Spain as we managed to fly out from the UK to Alicante at the weekend. At last! Now looking forward to taking the car to the ITV and to this weekend when we won't have to wear masks outside. Glad your Benidorm trip went well, and glad to hear you didn't get robbed. Keep up the good work. Linda, thanks for the comment, and good to see that you have finally made it to Alicante. And I imagine that's going to be the case for a lot of people in the UK that have property here in Spain in places like Alicante. Start to come down now that the weather is getting better. Check out the property, which you might not have seen for a while now, and do things like the ITV. Good luck with that, and I hope you get the sticker. And you're right, this weekend on Saturday, that outdoor mask wearing mandate disappears, and a lot of people looking forward to finally being able to walk around outdoors without having to wear a mask. So good luck with everything and enjoy your stay. And finally, one here from Kay: Hi Stuart, with regards to the comment the Spanish might not want the British youngsters going wild in Spain spending money and getting drunk, what about the Spanish youngsters holding illegal street parties and getting drunk disregarding local laws? Like your daily updates. Yeah, Kay, thanks for the comment, and good point. There is a serious problem in Spain at the moment with local youngsters going crazy with their street drinking parties. Every weekend you hear a story about some 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people getting evicted from these parties in places like Madrid, Barcelona, basically every big city around the country. And you're right, they are disregarding local laws because street drinking is illegal in Spain, although you'd never know it. And this is a problem that has definitely got worse here in Spain over the last 5, maybe 10 years. So not only a problem with young foreign people coming to Spain drinking too much and behaving badly, there's also a local problem too. On that note, I'll wrap up the video. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the situation out as you normally do. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.